What's up, everybody? This is Dan Victoria, executive editor at SmashPad.com, and this is SmashPad's Top 10 Games of 2019. Here on YouTube, we'll be going over our top 10 picks, and number 4 is The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. So before our deep dive into the gameplay of the game, let's just go ahead and start off with the anime clip that'll just play after this a little bit. So, the main thing about the Trails series that everyone should know is that it's just a huge odyssey of events. It all started with The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, which came out on the PSP and PC, and it continued with SC and Trails in the Sky the Third. And those games pretty much are your standard, SNES, PSX style graphics, with a great battle system. But what really sets it apart is the game's dialogue and its world building, and it's just something that we've grown to appreciate over the years. And I would go as far as calling it the best modern JRPG in today's gaming landscape. It's very similar to Persona, and it's a shame that it gets overshadowed by games like Final Fantasy and even the Tales games in the more mainstream world. But yeah, Falcom, known for Ys, has done a fantastic job with the series, and it's definitely taken off in Japan, and it definitely has its share of fans here in the United States. But yeah, we're missing a couple games. So I talked about the Trails in the Sky trilogy. There's also the Trails to Azure and Trails to Zero, which take place in Crossbell. And Trails of Cold Steel is actually the third miniseries in the franchise. So you have the Sky series, the Crossbell series, and this other series which takes place in Erebonia. And this is the third of 4 games in this miniseries, and each of these games is pretty long. You're looking at 60 to 80 hours of gameplay, and I went over 90 with my first playthrough of this game. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at what we're dealing with here. People ask if Trails of Cold Steel 3 is a great place to start. I would say definitely not. You are doing the series a disservice by starting here. If you want to start with Cold Steel, definitely start with Cold Steel 1. Otherwise, I would advise you to go back to Trails in the Sky, download it on Steam. There is a chance that Falcom or whoever they have be the publisher in the United States. There's a possibility that they'll bring it here for PS4, but yeah. So this is in the first half of the game.
It's my turn.
I've made quite a bit of progress here, and you can see some of the characters.
Leave it to me.
All of these are returning characters from the first 2 Trails of Cold Steel games, except for this guy right here. This is Olivier, and if you've played the Trails in the Sky games, you know that this guy is an absolute ruckus.
Yes.
Let's go.
He's just some traveling bard who plays with a lute, and then towards the tail end of the Trails in the Sky franchise, you find out that he's actually an adopted prince of the Erebonian Empire, and this game takes place in the Erebonian Empire. So, as you can see, this game isn't all that visually appealing, especially for a PS4 game. I would go as far as to say these environments are really just an upscale PS3 game. But what I do like about the game's visuals is the fact that the actual player models look really good. So over here we have Reen Schwarzer, and the battle system is pretty solid as well. Again, it's turn-based, but there's a lot of flexibility with it. Over here, if you look at the left, this is actually the
see to this.
order in which your characters will attack. And the shield there, the purple shield, signifies the fact that the enemy is stunned, so he'll take more and more
Now
damage.
it's my turn. How's that?
And if you look at the
It's down.
menu of characters on the right, you see CP 200. This is actually your points value to determine whether or not you can use one of your special moves, your limit breaks, if you want, if you will. And I'll go ahead and use one in a bit, but the cool thing about it is you can pretty much use them whenever you
My
want.
blade. Calm
So
as
here,
still water.
here I am using it after an attack I already did. And yeah, it's caused some damage. It's gonna die right here.
Seventh slash. Fallen leaves. This is the blade of the 8 leaves.
So that's just a quick look into its battle system. And you know, stats go up, things like that. So let me go ahead and try to get out of this dungeon to see if we can explore more of the overworld here. We have a pretty good robust map, and we also have these attacks that we can use on enemies to get a preemptive strike, or maybe have them stunned before
Leave it to
then.
me. Fire.
So each character has a different field move they can use here. These are some of the folks I already have up there. So I can go ahead and fast travel to the entrance. Let me see if I can just get out from here. Okay. Let's try to get out of there. You can also interact with these breakable parts of the environment to get things like a food to cook or to charge your attacks outside. Let's see if I can go to the world map here.
Let's get going.
Yes.
Alright. You even have these motorcycles to get there faster. Oh, okay. It appears that we can't actually explore that. No worries. I think I have another save file here that would show off more about what the game looks like. Okay, race course, Sutherland, that's a boss battle. Let's go to the Lapin Boutique. This is back in Leeds, the main city or town that you're in when you start the game. Alright, so this is a side quest with Tita. If you've played the rest of the series, Tita is actually a little girl in Charles in the Sky. Now she's grown up a bit. Part of the Thor's Military Academy branch campus. Alright, so she's actually looking to buy some stuff for Joshua, the dark-haired dude from Charles in the Sky. And the game does a really good job, like, giving nods to the other games without being too obvious about it. But the fact of the matter remains that, you know, the main way to really enjoy it is to play the rest of the series. The girl on the left, Egret, is just absolutely horny for Reen. Reen, by the way, the main character that we're using, is an instructor at Thor's. In the previous 2 games, he was a student at Thor's. Now, as a graduate, he became a teacher at the new branch campus, and as a result has made his own Class 7, very much in the model of when he was a student. But for the most part, you still do the same stuff. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get this side quest finished. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a simple boss. Maybe? I don't know. Let's go ahead and try it out. Alright, so the side quest is pretty much over. One of my main annoyances with this series in general, especially since it moved to PS3 and PS4, is the fact that not every piece of dialogue is spoken. I have no idea why it's the case, especially when you have like games on the Switch where you have every piece of spoken dialogue, but here they can't. But yeah, that was our quick look at our number 4 on our top 10 games of 2019 list, The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. Once again, this is available on PS4, but if you've never played a Trails game, I would suggest you go ahead and start with the first Trails of Cold Steel, which was actually re-released this year on PS4, so go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, I'm Daniel Victoria, and y'all have a good one.